Hi, my name's Erin Collins and I work here at the Provisional Psychologist Hub. What I'm going to be doing today is taking you through how to navigate the Provisional Psychologist Hub Supervision booking portal. We're going to talk about group supervision, individual supervision, secondary versus principal, and we're going to talk about how to utilize the portal to manage your schedules so that it's going to support your internship moving forward. So I'm going to start at the same screen that everyone else is. So you should be able to see your workshop here, which outlines what we're talking about today. You'll also see a link here, which takes you straight through to the portal to book your supervision. So I'll get you to click that link now, and it'll take you through to a screen that looks like this. Now, if you're working off a mobile, the portal is still mobile friendly, so it might look slightly different, but all of the same functionality exists and it'll take you through the same steps. So I'm working off a computer today, but certainly still should all make sense for you. All right, so this is the portal. Now, the first step is, I guess, just understanding what it is that you're doing and how it's going to work for you. Now, both our members and our pay-as-you-go clients can utilize this portal. And if you're brand new to us and you haven't signed up to either of those models, then do get in touch with us. But you can also book straight through the portal if you wish to as well. It just might be helpful to talk to someone from the team so we can give you a bit of an understanding of the whole process. So there are 3 buttons that you can click here: book an appointment, book a class, and my appointments. If you've never been here before, you're not going to have any appointments sitting here until you set up an account. Okay, we're going to come back to that shortly. Book an appointment is really about booking an individual supervisor. So you want to do one-on-one supervision for any number of reasons. It could be that you're adjusting your principal schedule and you just need to book a different time, or it could be that you're looking for a secondary supervisor while your principal is away. Your book a class is when you're looking to book group supervision. So our entire schedule is on here. If you can't see a group that you can see on our website, it means that that group is booked out. That doesn't mean that you can't attend. So in those circumstances, we recommend getting in touch with the support team, which you can do just by calling us or emailing us and letting us know what it is that you're interested in. There's also a form on the website that you can complete if you're looking to waitlist for a group. My appointments, as I mentioned, is going to show you your whole schedule, so everything that you have booked in to date. So I always like to go in and check my appointments after I've made changes so I can see that everything I'm expecting to is actually booked in there. One of the key things to know about this portal is that it's going to be tailored to your time zone. Okay, so that means that if your supervisor happens to be in Queensland, but you are residing in Western Australia, then the times that you're going to see on that portal are going to be in your time zone, not theirs. And that can be really helpful. And one of the reasons I think looking at your schedule here is going to be quite advantageous to managing your appointments moving forward. All right, so I'm going to just jump up here. I'm going to move this out of the way. You can see here that it's asking us to log in. Now, I can still go into one of these 3 areas without logging in, but it's going to prompt me. So I like to go in and log in first. If you've never logged in before to this portal, if it's the first time you've been here, that's okay. They're going to need you to register. Okay, when you register, make sure that you're using the same email address that you signed up to Provisional Psychologist Hub with. If you do use a different one, then it might set up a second account for us. We're likely to merge them, but it's just a little bit more helpful if we can keep them the same. And you can see here that I've been here before, so I'm going to log in. Now, just because it saved my password doesn't mean it's accurate, so I'm just going to go and put it in just in case. And I'm going to click login. Now, this is my computer, so I can save my passwords here and feel quite comfortable. You might be using a public computer, so do bear that in mind that you may not want to save your password. So you can see here up the top right-hand corner of the screen is my name, so I know that I'm logged in. I know that I'm in the correct account. I'm going to move this back over here so we can look at the rest of these options. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to start with book an appointment because this is an area that a lot of people get a little bit confused about. So we're going to jump in here. So first step is, sorry, you should be seeing, first step, you should actually see all of these options. Now, what you saw a second ago that I just quickly changed was because I've been to the portal before, it's saved where I'm up to. But normally if you're a brand new client, this is where you're going to start. It's going to give you some options to search by: an hour of supervision, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we've got some pay-as-you-go options. Now, if you're a member, okay, you're going to start with these top three, okay? You're either looking for an hour and a half, or 2 hours. Now, if you're looking for 2 hours of supervision, the portal's going to be looking for blocks of 2 hours. So I like to look by 1 hour. That way, there's usually going to be more options for you. And you can book 2 1-hour blocks in the same week if you so wish to. Now, by choosing one of these, you agree that you are a member, and that the volume of supervision that you're booking is something that you're entitled to. So do bear in mind that if you go and book in 6 hours of supervision for a month, but you're only entitled to 4, that we will look at that at the end of the month and tell you, hey, just so you know, you have gone a little bit over, and we will send you an invoice for that difference. So if you are in that situation where you want more than an hour a week of supervision, that's okay. Just let us know so that we can make sure that we don't put you down as a member for one of those hours, that we actually bill you. And we'll just change it so that you're not kind of getting confused later at the end of the month. Pay as you go supervision. I'm going to jump the group one because we don't need to talk about that at the moment. So there's a couple of things here. If you're brand new to us and you haven't signed up, you can actually buy your supervision here. So you can go, I need an hour, I'm going to pay for it, 60 minutes. You can also bypass the payment process. You still choose the pay as you go option, but it means that we already have your credit card details on file. So for people who are actually with us quite regularly, they just don't have an ongoing appointment with us, we actually retain their credit card details on file, and then we bill them at the time that the session is conducted. So for those people, you have the option, you can prepay here, or you can choose the pay-as-you-go option, and we'll bill you at the time of your session. Either or is fine, but don't choose a member session if you're not a member, okay? So I'm going to start by choosing 1 hour of supervision. As if I was a member, that would mean that I'm either a silver, a gold, or a platinum member looking for an hour of supervision. You can see here, all of the supervisors are listed here. Now, it's not a common occurrence for someone to come in here and want to look at every individual supervisor, because every supervisor has different skill sets. So essentially, the experience and the background is going to be important to understand what your goal is as part of that supervision session. If you already know who your supervisor is because they happen to be your principal, then you'll just go straight in here and you'll go, Amber's my principal, I'm going to choose her schedule. I'm just looking for a different appointment time. So you can go in and do that. So I'm going to click Amber. Okay, straight away, I can see that she's got some appointments here in July. If you don't see any appointments, it's because there's nothing available. Okay, if you're in particular urgent need of an appointment and you can't see anything in the portal, do give us a call, because the portal does require a level of notice. So we can sometimes get you in for something more urgent, and it's better to ask than think that there's something that we can't do for you, because we generally will try and make something work as much as we can. So there's 2 appointments here that are available. Now you can see they're different colors. Okay, so one's an orange 2 p.m. and one is a darker color. Okay, you can see the key down here, morning, afternoon, and evening. So without even clicking on the times, if you're not after a daytime appointment, then don't choose it, because you might be wasting your time. Okay, I'm going to go straight to August so we can see a little bit more. Same again, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And it looks like Amber's quite busy. So if there is anything else that you need that we can't fit in here, give us a call. Otherwise, there are also other options for supervisors. Now, I've given you some scenarios. Now I'm just cancelling that appointment so I can go back. If your principal is away, it does happen. It's important to make sure that you're still meeting your ratio of supervision on a weekly basis. So if you're someone who's working full time and you're doing 2 hours of supervision a week, and your 2-hour appointment gets missed because of sick leave or personal leave, whatever the situation may be, then we would suggest booking in secondary supervision. Now, you can reach out to our support team if it's a long period of time. We'll look for someone who's going to give you the same time on a weekly basis if we have it, all those sorts of things. But if you and your principal have already discussed it and you know who your secondary is and you just need to go in and book some time with them, you can go in here. All of the supervisor profiles are available on the website. So you can see who you're booking. straight away you can see Graham Senior is actually a psychometric assessment supervisor, and he takes regular secondary appointments from all of our clients. So you can just go in there, book a time if you're doing psychometrics, and start to work through whatever it is that you're focusing on at the time. I know some supervisees who will do an hour a week with their principal and an hour a week with Graham for a period of time while they focus on their psychometric assessments. So it's really about discussing what your goals are with your supervisor, with your principal supervisor, getting their consent, and then going in here and going, okay, who do I need and what do I need them for? And if you need guidance, that's what the support team are here for. So, if your principal has asked to be matched with someone who has experience with autism spectrum disorder, often they'll put a request through to us. Or if you're putting that request through, you can just give us a call or drop us an email and say, look, I'm looking for someone for 3 weeks who can focus on this particular case. Right? It's really important to understand that even though at the beginning of your internship, you are only required to have a principal and 1 secondary supervisor, that you can add as many secondary supervisors as you so wish to. The main reason that you add them is to cover if your principal happens to be away, or to provide an area of experience relevant to a particular case or area of focus in your internship. Now, when you come to Provisional Psychologist Hub, one of the bonuses of being with us is that you have access to so many board-approved supervisors. That isn't always the case for some people. So utilizing the different skills and experiences while you're still getting regular contact with your principal is a really great way to make sure that you're kicking goals when it comes to what you're trying to achieve towards your general registration. Okay. We do also have career coaching supervisors in here as well. So if you're heading towards the end of your internship and you're starting to prepare for fully registered psychology roles, but you don't know where to start in terms of, you might have done 2 years in a role that maybe wasn't the right fit for you and you want to see what else is out there, they can talk to you about the kind of roles that might be a match for what you did enjoy, what you did learn and thought maybe that was something that might be a better fit for me, and sort of open your mind to what might be out there. So there's a couple of different supervisors who can offer career coaching in that area who also come from an organizational psychology background. So that is individual supervision. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through the process of actually selecting one of those supervisors for an appointment, and then we'll be able to see what that looks like, how to do it, and how it actually lands in your inbox. So I'm going to start with Courtney. I'm going to jump in here. I can see that other color coming up now. So she's got a morning appointment and she's got 3 afternoon appointments. I'm going to take her morning appointment. As soon as I click that, you can see here, it gives me a summary before I book it. Who the supervisor is, where the location is. The location's always going to be the same with us because we are all Provisional Psychologist Hub, but we do provide you the Zoom link for the appointment once you confirm. The duration of the service and when it's occurring and what time. And remembering that this is your time zone, not the supervisor's. So make sure that this marries up with your calendar and that you are available before you click the Book Now button. Okay, now remembering that everybody who books an appointment with us is bound by the terms and conditions, which is our Supervisee Handbook and Services Agreement. If you are unsure, it's available on our website, so you can have a look at it any time. Just scroll right down to the bottom and click on Services Agreement. Now, if you book it and for whatever reason you need to cancel, just let us know outside of 24 hours so that we can make sure that you don't get charged a cancellation fee. So as you can see, I'm booking for the 24th of July, which means I have a very small window of time to cancel if I need to. I'm going to click Book Now. Okay, and you can see appointment booked. It's given me the summary again in case I've forgotten to write it down, and it gives me the option to return to the home screen. So it's all very quick and easy. Once you've got an account with us and you know what you're booking and how to book it, it's really just a matter of making sure that you're using the portal on a regular basis and that you're managing your time effectively. All right, so we're back on the home screen. What I thought I'd do now that I've booked that appointment, I thought I'll go and click on My Appointments. And you can see here that I've got one appointment in my schedule for the 24th of July at 11:30 a.m. Courtney Wilton is my supervisor. And now that I've chosen to book that appointment, I'll also have an email that's going to confirm that appointment and provide me all the information. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. Okay, so you can see here, dear Erin, thank you for booking your upcoming supervision. Courtney Wilton is the supervisor. Here's the time and the date of the appointment. And here are all the supervisor links here at Provisional Psychologist Hub. So if I was joining for group supervision, there'd be group supervision links here. And if I'm joining for individual supervision, I just scroll right down to where Courtney is. There she is, and that's the supervision link that I'm going to use. And if I had the same supervisor every week, which a lot of our clients do, then I would actually save that link or bookmark it so that I can just click that link every time and jump into my session with my supervisor without any kind of looking around for emails and things like that. We get lots of calls where people are like, I can't find the email, and that's okay. You don't need to, just save the link in your bookmark toolbar. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to go back to the home screen. To go back to the home screen, we just click this green button here. Okay, and now the only area we haven't explored is book a class. And what this actually is booking group supervision. So we're going to click that link now. Okay, so whenever you're booking groups, you do need to make sure that you have permission from your principal to do so. Okay, there are limits to what the amount of supervision you're allowed to do in groups. So do make sure that you've reviewed your guidelines for whatever program you're undertaking towards your registration. If you're a member, you're going to actually have a set amount of group supervision included with your package. So that particular volume of supervision is essentially prior approved. You just need to make sure that your principal is aware when you are attending groups. Those don't get close to the limits of exceeding the volume of supervision. So we only, the maximum volume at the moment that we have is for a fast track platinum or a platinum membership, and that's one group each month. If you are a fast track gold member or a standard gold member, you'd be looking at one group every 6 weeks. And if you are a silver member or a fast track silver member, you're looking at one group every 8 weeks. Okay, so we do recommend that you book your group 6 months in advance just to make sure that you have as much access to the groups that we have available so that you get the groups that you're interested in attending. Definitely waitlist if there's something you really want to attend and you happen to find that it's booked out, then do let us know so we can put you on the list. We find lots of changes come about when people change roles and they adjust their group supervision schedule. So we do find that those people who are on the wait list, it's not a formality. We do actually contact them on a regular basis and offer them places. All right. So you can see here, there is a list of supervisors. Now, it's much shorter than the list we looked at earlier when we were looking at individual supervision, and that's because these are the supervisors who specifically offer groups. Now, this is the time when you can just look for all providers. You don't just have to look for groups that your principal offers. You can do groups with any of our supervisors. When you're a member, we'll actually send you a letter to submit to AHPRA with all of the group supervisors' details. That essentially is your approval to attend groups. Now, if you haven't received that letter for any reason, do reach out to us so that we can send it through. If your principal is not with Provisional Psychologist Hub, but you still want to attend group supervision with us, then just ask us for a template. We're more than happy to provide it. You can pass it on to your principal supervisor and they'll be able to sign off on it so that you can attend any groups. Okay. Now, it's not just provisional psychologists that can attend groups. Anyone can attend, but I'm just covering off on some of the key information when it comes to starting your internship or your transition program pathway to make sure that you are aware, to make sure that you let your principal know and gain consent where required. Lots of people will mention that they're not sure which groups to attend. That's okay. Go through the list, write them down, take them to your supervision session, discuss them with your principal, and get some guidance if they're the right groups for you and if they're fitting your goals. Okay. All right. So what I've just done, I'm going to jump to the next month. So you can see here, this is August, and we've got some morning groups, we've got some afternoon groups. I can click on those and see this particular session is about cognitive assessments. This group is about working with drug and alcohol addictions. Okay, so all the titles of the groups are there. The time that they commence is there. All the groups go for a duration of 1 hour. Now, if you are a pay-as-you-go client, these groups cost $80. If you are a member, as long as you don't exceed the volume that I mentioned earlier for whatever package you happen to be on, then they are included in your membership. If you book a group with us and you are a member, unless you have purchased additional groups, then we'll be adjusting your individual supervision to suit. Okay, that just means that over the course of a year, you have a certain volume of supervision to use in group and individual. So we make sure that it balances out, and you're doing that by making sure you follow that pattern of either 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weekly groups. All right, so I'm just going to pick a random group today. So we'll pick this one here. Now, until I clicked it, I wasn't aware of who the board approved supervisor was, but we will let you know that every one of our groups is run by board approved supervisors. This one is run by Susan. It's being held on the 27th of August at 1 o'clock. And I can put some notes in here if I think there's something relevant that I want the team to know. One example of what I might write here is I might be a member, but I might have purchased an extra 10 groups because our members are allowed to purchase top-up packages for their supervision when they want to do a little bit more than what is included. Now, that's okay, but if we don't know that it's part of your top-up package, we won't know to apply it. So I might write here, top-up supervision. It's always hard to type when you're in the middle of a recording. Times 1. Okay, so I'm going to write that in there. That way, when the team get this request, they're going to apply that to that supervision top-up package and go, okay, great, we won't change the individual supervision for that week. All right, so I'm going to click book now. Straight away, I've got a confirmation appointment is booked. I'm going to get the same email that I mentioned earlier that confirms that appointment, gives me all the links for my supervisors and confirms that my board approved supervisor is Susan. And then I'll be able to click that link for her and join that group at the time. Now, I think this is a great way to manage your appointments, but we all have our preferred calendar options. So if you have gone and booked, let's just say 10 appointments in one session on this portal, then I would then go into my own calendar and start to make sure that I'm putting those in. That way I'm going to get the reminders and I'm not going to overbook myself. We will send you a reminder by text message 2 days out just to make sure that you are aware that it's coming up and give you the opportunity to cancel if you need to. Again, stay outside of that 24 hours so that you don't get charged a cancellation fee because we don't want to have to charge it for you. We'd much rather you get the supervision appointments that you want to attend. If you are booking appointments with your principal, it's very likely that you have an ongoing appointment with your principal. So that would mean that if you go and book something in here, you then also need to cancel the previous appointment. Okay, so very easy to do, and that's why I've kind of got this schedule up now. I've gone into my appointments. Here's my appointment. Let's just pretend that that's an appointment that I had with my principal ongoing. I have a hairdresser appointment or whatever it is, and I can't attend that session. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to cancel the appointment. It's going to give me a prompt to make sure I've got the right appointment. So do check you're canceling the right appointment. Click yes, and you can see straight away that it's marked as cancelled. So really important, if you are going to go ahead and book 2 hours of supervision with your principal at a different time, that you cancel the other appointment. That way you're not doubling up your supervision or missing out on 2 hours that you've paid for. Okay? All right, so let's jump back. Do a quick overview. So if I want to book in individual supervision with a secondary supervisor, I use book appointment. If I want to change my appointment with my principal, I'll book a new one here, and then I'll go and cancel my previous appointment here. If I want to book a group, I'm going to go into the book a class section. I can do that if I'm a pay-as-you-go client, or I can do it if I'm a member. If my principal is not with Provisional Psychologist Hub, or I don't have a pre-arranged approval, make sure that you're going and seeking approval from your principal before booking your groups. Anytime I want to see my schedule or make adjustments, I go straight into my appointments. I can cancel from here. I can also view what's coming up so that I can then add it to my own personal calendar. Now, that's everything that I need to tell you today about the Provisional Psychologist Hub Supervision Portal, other than to make sure that you save it as a bookmark up here, like I have. That way you'll be able to access it quite regularly. If you're a member, you'll be able to access this portal from your professional development portal. We also make this available from the group supervision page of the website if you ever forget. Thank you very much for your time. There'll be a couple of questions to answer just to make sure you've retained your knowledge. And if you're not sure, you can watch this video again at any time. Thanks very much and have a great day.